Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with this inspirational morning talk. For first-time listeners, I'm on at 8:45 a.m. Central Time. That's our time here in Houston. You can calculate which time zone are you in. But yes, today, happy Friday to everyone. Happy Friday. Just leave you with something a little inspirational to think about over the weekend. You can just think about this and ponder this, because I want to talk to let people know your victory is already being won. You already got victory over your situation. The matter has already been decided. We can take a little look at Gideon's story in Judges 7. We can read from 1 through 15. 1 through 15. See, sometimes God put us in some situation. Now, when we come out of it, we know it's only Him. He just don't want us to think that we did it on our own. He might put us in some situations so He can get the victory. You're going to know, hey, it's only God bring me through this. It's only God bring me through this. I know sometimes you find yourself saying that it's only God. I know it's only God could bring me through this. Because sometimes He just wants you to know, hey, you didn't do this off your own. You didn't do this off your own. I'm the one who brought you through this. All right. So we look at this story here and see how this played out with Gideon and how it's done. And I want you to know your battle is already being decided. You got victory over it already. Let's look at this story right now. So Jerubbaal, that is Gideon. This is Judges 7. We're reading from Judges 7. We read from 1 through 15, right? So Gideon and his army got up early and went as far as the spring of Harod. The armies of Midian were camped north of them in the valley near the hill of Moreh. The Lord said to Gideon, "You have too many warriors with you. If I let all of you fight the Midianites, the Israelites will boast to me that they saved themselves by their own strength," right? So Gideon going to fight the Midianites, coming to fight them. So God said, hey, you got too much of people, because I already, I jump in ahead. God said, I already give you victory over these people. I already give you victory over these people in the spiritual realm. I'm trying to tell people everything happened in the spiritual realm before it happened here. So God had already given them victory over these people. So God tell them, if I let you go with all these people, Israel gonna boast that they do this stuff on the south, and they're not gonna recognize that's I who already give them victory. So God saying you got too much people to go to this war, right? So the Israel will boast that they saved themselves by their own strength. So therefore, tell the people, whoever is timid or afraid may leave this mountain and go home, right? So 22,000 of them went home, leaving only 10,000 who were willing to fight. So this tells me it's 32,000 people Gideon had with him. 32,000 people. God said, we're going to trim this down, and don't all of them go. So 32,000 totally had. He tell them, all who are timid and afraid, go home. So 22,000 of them went home, and 10,000 were willing to fight. So 10,000. But God told Gideon, there are still too many. God, what? You break down my army from 32,000 out to 10,000. You tell me I still got too much? I'm going up and fight a big nation. God, what's going on? But the Lord told Gideon, there's still too many. Bring them down to the spring, and I will test them to determine who will go with you and who will not. God, you want to break my army down further? I got 32,000, 22 go home. Okay, man, that's a third, a little less than a third of my army I got. You still want to break this down further? God said, yes. Yes, I'm going to break this down further. I will test them to determine who will go with you. When Gideon took his warriors down to the water, the Lord told him, divide the men in two groups. In one group, put all those who cup water in their hands and lap it with their tongues like dogs. So he said, put them in two groups. One who will cup the water in the hand and they're lapping it like dogs, right? And the other group put all those who kneel down and drink with their mouths to the stream. So you tell them, take them to this stream, all who cup the water like this, and all who just lay down and lapping up this water like dogs. In the other group, put those who kneel down and mouth to the stream. Only 300 men drank from their hands. All the others got down on their knees and drank with their mouths to the stream. So 300 men put the water in the hand like this and was drinking. So the Lord told Gideon, with these 300 men, I will rescue you and give you victory over the Midianites. What? Beverly Gomes, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? Hope all is well. So you break my army down, God. I'm going to fight a big nation. For those who just joined in, we're reading from Judges 7, 1 through 15. We're talking about the victory, the battle that you're going through. It's already been decided. Well, we just got to follow the instructions given by God. But you already decided. So God break Gideon army down from 32,000 men to 300 men. And you telling me, God, I'm going to fight a big nation. We're going to go down here and see how much people these were. And you telling me I only go into battle with 300 men because you want to prove to Israel that you do this. And so they can boast that they saved themselves by their own strength. Right? So you break my army down from 32,000 men to 300 men. And you telling me I must go and fight with these 300 men. God say, yes, follow my instructions. Because the battle has already been won. You just going and fight is just a symbolic that you follow my instructions, but the battle is already won. I don't decide that you're going to get victory, so it doesn't matter how much men you go with. But if I let you go with all the 32,000 and you get a victory, y'all going to boast that it's been strength to your army, did this and all that. He said, no strength to no army. I who are orchestrating this stuff. All right? So let's see how the story go on. So the Lord told Gideon, with these 300 men, I will rescue you and give you victory over the Midianites. Send all the others home. So Gideon collected the provisions and ram horns of the other warriors and sent them home, but he kept the 300 men with him. So Gideon followed instructions, but he's still a little nervous. He sent everybody else home. God said, keep these 300 men. It's 300 men. But God see the little uneasiness in him. So God said, okay, Gideon, I know you're a little uneasy. This could be a little scary, but I'm going to show you something here. So the Midianites' camp was in the valley just below Gideon. So that night the Lord said, get up, go down to the Midianites' camp, for I've given you victory over them. You hear what God tell him there? I have given you victory over them. So it doesn't matter how much men you go with. You could go by yourself, you're going to get this victory because I have given you victory. That's past tense. So that means this is done. He don't decide this and it didn't happen yet. So I want to tell people, he already gave you victory over your situation. You don't see it yet, but he done and proved it already. You just got to follow the instructions he giving you and you can get that victory. But sometimes, just like this, God tell us go with 300 men to fight 1 million people and we get scared. And we saying that can't be possible. But he said his ways is higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts, right? So we got to follow. But Gideon was a little uneasy, so he tried to settle Gideon's heart here and said, Gideon, you don't be scared. I got this, right? So you tell him, go down to the Midianites' camp, and you're going to hear some stuff down there that can give you more confidence to fight. So the Midianites' camp, the valley. That night the Lord told him, get up, go down to the Midianites' camp, for I've given you victory over them. But if you are afraid to attack, go down to the camp with your servant Purah. Listen to what the Midianites are saying, and you will be greatly encouraged. Then you will be eager to attack. God said, I know you're a little scared, Gideon. I know you're a little scared. If you're scared to go down with these 300 men, go down to the Midianites' camp, and you're going to see what's going on. You're going to get a little more courage. I'm going to make something happen down there that can give you some more courage to fight. How much of us, we scared? God telling us to do something, but it's looking impossible. But he just want to get the glory out of it. He want us to know when he bring us through the situation, it's only him. And you ain't got no doubt that there is a God and it's he who brought you through the situation, right? So let's go on. So Gideon took Purah and went down to the edge of the enemy's camp. The armies of Midian, Amalek, and the other people of the east had settled in the valley like swarms of locusts. Their camels were like grains of sand on the seashore, too many to count. So Gideon going up at this big army with too many to count. They're like sand on the seashore. Too many. David Paris, good morning. So he going down to fight. God said, I know you're going to be scared, but there's so much of people. And you're only going with 300 men. So Gideon had reason for to be scared, right? So Gideon crept up just as a man was telling his companion about a dream. The man said, I had this dream, and in my dream, a loaf of barley bread came tumbling down in the Midianites' camp. It hit the tent, turned it over, and knocked it flat. So this man had this dream, and he telling an ex-soldier. He telling the next soldier, man, I had this dream, right? He said this loaf of barley bread came tumbling down in the Midianites' camp. That's the people Gideon got to go and fight. This barley come tumbling down. It hit one of the tents and turned it over and knocked it flat. So this barley loaf of bread hit one of the tent poles and knocked the whole tent flat. This man said, I don't understand what this dream is, but his friend can interpret this dream. His companion answered, your dream can mean only one thing. This man interpreting the dream. Your dream can only mean one thing. God has given Gideon, son of Joash, the Israelites victory over Midian and all its allies. So the man said, boss, the dream will you get with the barley rolling in our camp and knocking the tent flat? This can only mean one thing. This could only mean one thing, that God had given Gideon victory over us, bro. That's what the dream is saying. God has given, so your enemy already got the message. God just proven to Gideon, look the dream what they're getting. I done telling them that you're going to defeat them. If you're scared to attack, this should give you some more courage. They get the message already that they already lost. That they already lost, right? So the man interpreted the dream. When Gideon heard the dream and its interpretation, he bowed and worshipped before the Lord. Then he returned to the Israelites' camp and shouted, get up, for the Lord has given you victory over the Midianites' horde. So God gave him a little peek and said, this is what go down. But the moral of the story, guys, that situation you're facing, it can be decided before it happened here. But we got to follow the instructions. That's why God said, do not worry. He said, if you worry, none of us can worry. Do not worry. Because the situation decided. You just got to follow this instruction. It's a done deal. Gideon go up against with people so numerous to count, like sand on the seashore. And God said, only kept 300 men with you. Because why? You don't even need to fight. If you go on and read this story here, they didn't even need to fight. They blow these horns and shouted, and these men start fighting against themselves. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through the whole story. But you could go and read Judges 7. Judges 7, and you can get the fullness. They didn't even have to fight. Because he said, I don't give you the victory already, but if you follow my instructions. But lots of time, he give us the victory. But the stuff that he telling us to do just like this look impossible to our own eyes, not understanding, he done decide the matter already. And we did not follow the instruction. We were too timid and scared to do what he asked us to do because we say this is impossible. You might got a job going to, and the people asking for big degrees and masters and all of that. And he said, I gave you the job already. You just go and apply, go for the interview. You saying, but the job called for a master's, it called for a doctorate, and I don't have that. And he's saying, forget that. You go. I got the job for you already. It's yours. Well, we scared to go. We left with all of that, and we scared to go. Right? In other situations, you might got a situation coming up there, something you want to purchase. You don't have no finances to purchase it. And he's saying, you go and put in a bid for that. I give it to you already. You're like, well, God, why are you going to put in a bid for this for? I don't have no money at all. He said, you go and tell them people you want it. You go and put in a bid. You go and put in a bid for it. Don't worry. I done give it to you already. But you're saying, oh, you give it to me already. I seen, you don't need to say it. He's saying that he gave it to you already. You go and he put it on your heart to go and apply or go and do what it is. Just like Gideon. A big army with people like sand on the seashore. You only go with 300 men because you don't need to do nothing because I done do it already. I did it. I give you the victory. I give it to you. I give you the wife. I give you the house. I give you the... You don't see, you don't have the money. You don't have the education. You don't have this. But he said, I give it to you already. You go. Just follow what I'm saying and go. Whatever I'm telling you to do, you go and you do it. Don't worry, the victory is mine. I doing this stuff. I orchestrating this stuff already. And if I don't do it spiritually, it's yours. Karen Belgrave, how are you doing? Good morning, good morning. He's saying, I done give it to you. So you don't be scared. Just follow. In some cases, he might do like Gideon and give you a little peek. He might give you dreams. People might tell you something, or you might ponder in this stuff right now, and I come with this message and give you this message right now, and this is his confirmation that go. This is what I'm telling you. This message might be some people confirmation, just like, oh, he gave Gideon this dream. That hear this dream for these people. So you might get your confirmation. So if that's you right now and you're doing something that seems impossible, but yet still he putting it on your heart to go and do it, he's saying, you go follow my instructions because the battle is already been won. I done give that to you already. I give it to you already. It's done. All you got to do is show up, do what I tell you to do, and it is yours, man. I can leave that there. I can leave that there. But, man, I taking this to myself also, man. This message is for me also, man. I going back and listen to this and get my confidence and courage to go on and do what he asked me to do, even though it looked impossible. And I got to trust and know that he done do it already. All right, guys, we can leave that there, but have a great, great weekend, and we'll talk again on Monday. Okay, bye.